Steel City. Is everybody ready to go? It's proclaimed the greatest radio show.
It's about that time, fans. Welcome to the Spreads Pick Show. I'm your host, Jim Sella, in studio with J-Dash and JK47. We're going to put aside the fact that we've had 2 bad weeks in a row, pretty much collectively as a team here. We're going to move on, and we're going to start a new string of good weeks. Give them the info, Dash. Just leave out the bad parts.
Hey, I'm over 500 over the past 2 weeks. Don't lump me in with your crap.
I said collectively as a team, fool.
Well, I just don't want lumped in with that team.
You're part of the team.
There's no
I in team. Yeah, 47. Thank you.
Well, I'm not a part of any team. I'm making these picks for the people. And only the people. Not
Part of the spread team, or you're fired.
All right, well, starting week 6 here. Our spread picks of the week, all time, 45, 37, and 4. This season, 13, 11, and 1. Looked a lot better a couple weeks ago, like you said. But the last week, 2, 2, and 1. Now, the spread majority, 14, 10, and 1 this season. Last week, 1, 3, and 1. So not that great.
Rough week. Bounce back.
Jim, all time, you're 50, 63, and 2. Went 1, 3, and 1 last week. And you are 10, 14, and 1 on the season.
2 bad weeks will do that to you, man. I was riding high for the first 3 weeks of the year.
Yeah, you were like 9 and 6. I think you're 1 and 8 over your last 9 with that push in there as well.
I was sick last week. That's what it was.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking straight.
47, you're on somewhat of a bad run too. 15, 13, and 1 now all time. 0, 3, and 1 last week. And just 12, 11, and 1 on the season now.
That damn push is going to annoy me all year.
Yeah, it's going to annoy me too because I keep saying it. And I'm going to have to all year. Easy, all time 32, 35, and 2. Last week, 2, 2, and 1. He is 11, 13, and 1 in the NFL this season. 0 and 1 in college. But he did win his last 3 picks of the week, so you want to listen to him on that. He's on a roll. I am 49, 40, and 2 all time. I went 2, 2, and 1 last week, but on the season, I'm still 15, 9, and 1. So I'm doing pretty well this season so far. Regular season all time, I'm 44, 34, and 1, and I only went under 500 once in the 5 weeks this season. So not bad. John, he's 46, 50, and 4 all time. 0, 4, and 1 last week. He just got back to 500 all time and then went 0, 4, and 1.
Rough.
But on a season, he's still 12, 12, and 1, so he's hanging in there. And he's 44, 42, and 2 in regular season picks all time.
Remind me to send him our records after this because he asked me previous to this recording and I totally forgot.
Okay, well, let's start with you here, though. Your pick of the week, you are actually 3, 1, and 1 now on the season because you pushed last week.
Part of my record.
Yeah, and you're 13, 10, and 1 all time in picks.
And you know what? Seattle screwed me last week.
Mm-hmm.
They were up by like 14 freaking points, and then they go and lose to Cincinnati. What happened to the Legion of Boom? They're a legion of bitches now. That's what they are. Sorry, that was my vent for the day.
This week you're going with the New England game. New England minus 7.5 at Indy, and the over/under is 55 in this game.
Yeah, I know it's a big line. I've been scared of big lines a lot. I've been taking a lot of underdogs this year. I'm going with the favorite this time. The New England Patriots just roll the Indianapolis Colts every time they play them for the last 3 or 4 times. They own Andrew Luck. It's one of those weird things. Remember, they owned Manning early in his career, too.
They own Matt Hasselbeck?
You know what? They probably do because he played in Seattle and they used to beat the crap out of them, too. But it doesn't matter because Luck's going to be in this game. He says he's probable right now. His shoulder will be fine. There's no way he's missing this matchup. But they got one of the highest powered offenses this year. Brady, I don't know if you know this, Dash, he's on pace to throw for the most yards in NFL history, breaking Peyton Manning's record of like 5,400 yards, a little over 5,400 yards.
Fall off.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. Dion Lewis is running real well for them right now. It just feels like everything's going right for New England. Their defense, I mean, they're not playing great, but I haven't seen an instance of where they really played bad either. And then when you got Brady at the helm,
yeah, I'm not big on their defense or anything, but their offense is just killing it right now. But if you look at Indy, I mean, they are 3-0 over the past 3 games, mostly with Matt Hasselbeck, a quarterback, obviously, since Luck's been out. Luck hasn't even been playing well when he was playing before he got hurt. But you just look at New England, and they've beat everyone pretty much by more than 7.5 points. Every win they have is by 8 points or more, besides the first week of the season against the Steelers when they beat them by 7.
And we scored with 2 seconds left, so really,
But
It would have been bigger than that.
yeah, they didn't have too tough of matchups over the past couple of weeks. Jaguars, Cowboys. But look, they put up 81 points and allowed just 23. They roll mediocre teams, and Indy right now is nothing more than a mediocre team to me.
Yeah, I thought Frank Gore would get it going a little bit better for them. He played well last week, him and Andre Johnson.
He's had his games.
But it's not his consistent self. I thought he was going to be able to give them around 70 yards rushing each game, 70 to 80 yards rushing, maybe 10 to 30 yards receiving, and it just hasn't happened. I mean, the chips just have fell the wrong way for the Colts. Like you said, they are 3-0 in their last 3 games. I think it's going to be a big shootout with Andrew Luck coming back, but, just like I said, Brady on top.
Yeah, you're saying New England. I'm saying New England. 47. What are you saying, New England?
I'm saying New England. I don't think Indy has a chance in hell.
Easy's going New England, but Johnny Parlay on a spread solo. He's going to say Indy in this game. He thinks Andrew Luck's going to come back, and he's going to turn his season around because, like I said, he didn't look good in the first couple games when he was healthy. And like I said, Parlay, he thinks he's going to come back and turn his season around. He thinks Andre Johnson's big game was not a fluke, and it's more of what he's going to look like moving forward. And T.Y. Hilton's going to look better with Andrew Luck in there, he's thinking. So I see where he's coming with Indy, with the big line in Indy and everything. But New England's just steamrolling everyone right now.
Parlay was 0-4-1 last week, so let's just be real, folks.
All right, let's move on to our second pick here. We're going to go with 47's pick. Now, he is 3-2 in picks of the week this season and all time. He started out 3-0, though. Lost his last 2 picks of the week. Are you going to turn it around this week? He's going to go for the Atlanta-New Orleans game. Atlanta is -3 at New Orleans, and the over-under is 51 in this game.
You better turn it around, 47. You had 2 official picks of the week this week, so if you lose on this one, you're going to be kicking yourself in the ass.
Yeah, I like Atlanta in this game. They're playing great football. Defense has been good lately. New Orleans, just not a good team. I think it's going to come down to which defense actually plays better. Because, I think you're going to get good quarterback play out of both of Drew Brees and Matt Ryan. But, overall, I think Matt Ryan has better weapons to work with than Drew Brees does. And right now, Atlanta's playing better defense. So, I still look for them to go into New Orleans.
Yeah, Atlanta beat New Orleans by more than 3 last year in New Orleans. And, we said it before. New Orleans, they're just not a good team this year. They got blown out by the Cardinals. The Buccaneers beat them by 7 points. The Panthers beat them by 5 points. The Eagles blew them out this past week. The only wins that Saints have was against Brandon Weeden and those Cowboys out there. And Atlanta, they've been on a roll this season. They almost got beat last week. They were down for a lot of the game versus the Redskins. But the Redskins, they've been a little bit better than we thought they were going to be this season. And they still beat them by 6 points. So, Atlanta, they're on a roll right now. They're undefeated at this point, and I think they're going to go in the New Orleans and take care of business. This is going to be a high-scoring game. I say over 51, over the 51 points. But this game, I think Atlanta is just too good of a team. They always had the good passing game, but now they got Devontae Freeman, and he has been a beast on the ground. We've seen it for 3 straight weeks now. Atlanta, they're one of the better teams in football, and I think this line's a little bit too small.
Well, here's my thing, too, with this game. This is a huge game for Atlanta. And to go into New Orleans and pull off a big win, the division's theirs to lose right now.
Please believe. And let's not forget New Orleans, their season's pretty much over. So, they want to go out there and beat them, but it's not necessary because they are not making the playoffs, and they already know it.
Yeah, all the Saints are doing are playing to entertain their fans right now. We all know that. They all know that. New Orleans is not the same team it was. It's not the same team it is at home. Dan Quinn, the coach for Atlanta, he has rejuvenated that franchise and that organization. I don't want to say, he rebuilt it because all he did is come in and take the same team last year who was crappy and made them good. He made the defense better coming from Seattle. He knows how to play defensive football. He's got Vic Beasley down there now running havoc on people. Matt Ryan looks like the quarterback of 2-3 years ago, putting up big numbers. Julio Jones is a little slow in this game. He's still probable, but I bet you he still plays. I think Roddy White's going to start getting into the mix a little bit more. Leonard Hankerson's catching more passes. Devontae Freeman, like you said, Atlanta's too high-powered. They're all happy and hungry again. They like their new coach. They're playing well. They're my pick to win that division now that I've seen them all play a little bit.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's a lot about their defense, too, because Atlanta, we said they were going to be one of the worst defenses in football. And they're not one of the best defenses in football.
They're opportunistic.
Yeah, but they are better than what most people thought they were going to be. And even 47, he's thinking about playing them in fantasy this week because they've been so good.
Listen, you can give up yards, but if you come up with big plays, remember, that's how the Saints won the Super Bowl a few years back. They had a good offense. Their defense gave up yards, but they got key turnovers at key times and put points on the board to help their offense.
Yeah, we're going spread sweep here. Everybody is on Atlanta,
Sweep
so
it.
there's no talking up New Orleans here for this game.
Down with New Orleans.
All right, let's move on to Easy's pick of the week. Now, he's won his last 3 picks of the week, like I mentioned before. He's now 3-2 on a season. He's 8-1 all-time in picks of the week, so he's turned it around, and he's going with a big line here. San Diego at Green Bay, -10, and the over-under is 50 in this game, and he's saying Green Bay.
I'm going to mix up my pick here a little bit, Dash. I'm going to throw you off. I'm taking a Green Bay over parlay. I'm going to add the parlay into the mix. Go out on a limb. Give the fans a little extra incentive to take this game. I think easily you're going over because, of course, Aaron Rodgers puts up points at home. I think San Diego can put up points. Phillip Rivers showed that he can throw the ball around, even against a defense like Pittsburgh's. Green Bay at home, Rodgers just threw, 2 picks, I think, in this week?
Yeah.
He's going to be mad. He's not going to be happy about that. Dude hadn't thrown an interception at home in like the last 600 pass attempts. That's like a season and a half for most quarterbacks. So he comes out with a force. Green Bay comes out flying. Cobb's going to put up points. Jones is going to put up points. You already said Rodgers is putting up points this week. 47 needs Lacy to put up points if he wants to have a chance to beat me. So Green Bay's offense needs to get it going.
Yeah, I mean, their offense has been somewhat of a letdown the past couple weeks, but their defense has come up big. That's what it's about to me. Is Green Bay's defense going to be able to stop San Diego's offense? Because, you know, I like San Diego's offense. Mostly their passing game out there. They have a little bit of trouble in the run game, and I think Green Bay can stop the run out there. But San Diego, they've been putting up good points this season. And Green Bay, they've been a little bit slow offensively over the past couple weeks. I think Green Bay's defense is going to have a little bit more trouble this week because, look, they played the 49ers 2 weeks ago and the Rams last week. San Diego is a much better offense than both those teams. I think San Diego is going to put up 24 points or more in this game, and I don't think Green Bay is going to put up 35 or more points in this game. I think it's going to be high scoring, but I think San Diego is going to keep it close enough. Like I said, Green Bay, they're the better team. They're going to win this game. It's in Green Bay. I don't think San Diego really has a chance to win the game, but 10 points, that's too big to me. I think San Diego's offense is pretty good, and they're going to be able to score points against this Green Bay defense.
I think Green Bay puts up 40 on their own.
They haven't put up 40 yet this season.
That's why they're going to do it.
And look, they played a bad Chiefs defense. They played a bad 49ers defense. They played a bad Seahawks defense at that time. Seahawks defense turned it around since then. They played a bad Bears defense too. It put up 31 against them, but they couldn't beat them by 10 either. You could be right. I mean, they could put up 40 points, turn it around this week. I haven't seen it from them yet, and I don't think they're going to do it. I mean, Jordy Nelson was a big loss for them, and you can tell they're not quite the same offense without Jordy.
I hate that.
47, what are you saying since we're mixed on this pick?
I got to go with Green Bay.
Liking Green Bay.
Well,
Powerhouse.
I just don't think San Diego's going to go up there and beat them for one, and then I just think that Green Bay's defense is going to play better than San Diego's. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, he's better than Phillip Rivers is, even though I think Rivers is going to play an okay game. But aside from that, I think Green Bay will get to him. I think he'll force him to throw a couple turnovers. And that's where you're going to see the 10-point difference.
Well, easy. He's going to go Green Bay with you guys. Well, I guess with you, 47, because Jim is going Green Bay over as his pick.
Easy will like that parlay.
And Johnny Parlay, he's going San Diego with me, so that's not looking good. But I'm confident in San Diego in this game. But Johnny Parlay, him picking it scares me.
Why isn't Parlay picking a parlay each week? It's in his freaking name. His pick every week should be a parlay.
Because it's too much for me. Now there is no spread majority in this game.
There's a spread majority. The parlay is just the fun part.
All right, we're going to go with my pick of the week next. I am 2-3 on the season, but I am 11-5-1 all time in picks of the week.
My picks of the week record higher than yours this year. Loving it.
Yeah, that's why we went with you first. We go with the highest pick of the week first, man.
I like it.
But
I'm loving it.
I'm going to go with this Cincinnati game. Cincy is minus 3.5. They're going to Buffalo, and the
No
over-under
Tyrod
is
Taylor.
42.5 in this game. And yeah, you look, Buffalo, no Tyrod Taylor, no LaShawn McCoy.
Banged up Sammy Watkins.
Carlos Williams is probably going to miss this game. It's going to be a mix between Daniel High-on-Heron and Boobie Dixon in the backfield for Buffalo. And I tell you what, Buffalo, they got off to the hot start this season. They beat the Colts, and everybody thought, wow, Buffalo must be good. They beat the Colts. Well, Andrew Luck didn't look as good, like I was saying. The Colts just didn't look like themselves. They went out and got beat by the Patriots, so it's no big deal there. The Patriots beat everyone. And then they went out and smoked the Dolphins, and everybody, again, Buffalo, they must be a good team. Well, the Dolphins aren't that good of a team either. And then they went out, lost to the Giants, and they barely beat the Titans last week. I'm not sold on Buffalo. I don't think they're as good of a team as everyone thought. Their defense doesn't look as good. They've been getting burnt against the pass. They've been okay against the run.
Rex Ryan, you suck, is what he's saying pretty much.
Yeah, and then you look at Cincinnati. I mean, they've been doing it all season. They almost got beat last week, but they came back against one of the best defenses in football and won the game. Cincinnati, I mean, this isn't even a close matchup to me. I think Buffalo is just not as good as people think, and I think Cincinnati right now is one of the better teams in football. Later in the season, we'll have to see, but right now, Andy Dalton and that offense is getting it done, and I see no reason why they won't this week.
I hate agreeing with you, but I'm going to have to. The Bengals are a much better team than the Bills. E.J. Manuel's probably going to start at quarterback for Buffalo. He couldn't even win the starting job coming out of camp, beating out Tyrod Taylor, who had never even started a game in the NFL. So obviously Manuel's not the answer. Cincinnati has a good defense. It's not like they're a slack defense, so they're going to put pressure on Manuel, especially early. I really don't think Buffalo has a shot at all in this game. I may put $1,000 on this game this week. I hate admitting that Cincinnati's good.
That they are.
Well, they burned you a couple times.
I
Your
know.
only loss and your push came in the Cincinnati game.
I know. I hate them. And now they're going to lose to this game because I picked them to win is probably what's going to happen.
Yeah, you're going to screw my pick of the week.
I'm going to lose $1,000.
I just don't see Buffalo offensively being able to keep up with that high-powered offense. I look for Jeremy Hill to get it going this week. He needs to do something because I need him to.
Because you have
'Cause I need him
because
to.
you have him in fantasy. But look, even when Tyrod Taylor was in, he hasn't looked good over the past couple weeks. Even if he was playing, I would still be picking Cincinnati in his game. Actually, before they announced him out, it was down around 2.5, and that would have been a lot better. I love it when it's under 3. It's 3.5 now. It's a little worse, but I still think they're going to be able to beat him by at least a touchdown in this game. And we're all going Cincy outside of Johnny Parlay. He's going Buffalo. He likes it. He likes the home underdogs.
He took a lot of dogs this week. And fans, just, pay attention. We do this show early in the week. These lines are going to change a little bit each way, especially if it moves in favor of our picks. The spread majority, it wins a lot. You want any other games? Apparently there's some people that think it's stupid that we only pick 5 games a week. Hit us up on Twitter at bet_the_spread or at betjimthewin. Let us know what game you want us to take. Maybe one of us will talk about it instead of just hating.
But probably not. Jim will just hate back, most likely.
Yeah, I'm good at it.
But we're going to go with Johnny Parlay's pick of the week to finish this off here. He's 2-3 in picks of the week this season. And he's 10-12-1 picks of the week all time. He's going with Carolina at Seattle. Seattle's minus 6.5 and the over-under is 41. He's saying Carolina with most of us in this game. And Carolina, I mean, they are an undefeated team right now. They haven't beat anyone that great. The Jaguars, Texans, Saints, and Buccaneers. So this is going to be their toughest matchup for sure of the season. They got to go into one of the hardest places to win in Seattle. And I think Seattle is going to win this game. Don't get me wrong. But 6.5, that's a big line for a team that is what? Seattle's 2-3 right now. They just lost to Cincinnati last week when they had that win in the bag, obviously. Yeah. And Carolina, they haven't lost a game yet. So while I think Carolina will find their first loss this week, I don't think it's going to be a blowout like this line indicates.
I'm taking a spread solo here, and I think that Seattle is going to come out and have one of those games that they've had at home in the last 2 or 3 seasons. They have got to be pissed after last week. I know I am because you cost me my parlay. They lose to the freaking Bengals after being up 24-10 or whatever the heck it was. I don't even remember exactly. I got so disgusted I left. And they just got to win. They got to come out, make a statement, show that they are still that Super Bowl contender that they claim to be, because right now, they don't look like it. Russell Wilson's on pace to be sacked 70 times this year. They need to shore that up. Marshawn Lynch is going to be coming back this week. Maybe I can finagle a trade for him in my fantasy league and get him into the lineup and get some points. But I think Wilson comes out and has a big game. Lynch is going to have a big game. The Panthers, they are 4-0 like you said, Dash, but they're a soft 4-0. They're not a hard 4-0 like the Patriots.
You're right, but it's going to have to be with the Seattle offense, like you mentioned. Look, the defense, they've been playing pretty well over the past couple weeks, obviously, but this offense just hasn't been scoring points. And I tell you what, Carolina, they have a pretty good defense. They haven't let up more than 23 points in any game this season. And a line this big, Seattle's going to have to go out there and put up mid-20s in points to cover this line. And I just don't trust their offense right now.
You know what scares me from Carolina is Jared Allen going to finally start getting it going for them. Not that he just went there, so I'm not hating on the dude. But can this be the breakout game for him, knowing how bad Seattle's offensive line is? So that's one of the things that I am worried about. But I got to catch up ground on you guys somehow, and the only way to do it is to go against the grain.
Oh, well, I tell you what, man, you're always talking about most wins.
That's
most
right.
Wins.
I still got it.
Well, you got it by one.
It's creeping.
It's about over.
It's creeping.
I got to go 1-23 to be where you're at right now.
That's all right. It can happen.
I like Carolina in this game. I don't think they're going to go up there and win. I agree with Dash. I think this is going to be a low-scoring game.
I don't think anybody asked you 47.
Well, I was going to tell you anyway, asshole. Anyway, I mean, the offenses to me are very similar. Defenses to me very similar. Carolina's going to get boosted. Kuechly's going to be coming back.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Good call, 47. I might want to change my pick.
So
when you're dead wrong, you're going spread solo on Seattle. Too bad.
He got to change his pick.
Well, that was before the segment started. Once you click record, you're beat.
That's it. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
But look, the spread picks of the week this week, like I said, we're 13-11-1 this season in spread picks of the week. This week, you're going to want to go New England, Atlanta, Green Bay, Cincinnati, and Carolina. If you want to go spread majority, which is 14-10-1 on the season, you're going to want to go New England, Atlanta, Green Bay, Cincinnati, and Carolina.
Was I not paying attention, or are they the same thing?
Same damn thing.
All right. At least I was paying attention a little bit. Any other games on the docket?
Well, I tell you what, how about, you were just mentioning Jared Allen. How about Chicago? What are they going to do this week? Because since they got rid of Jared Allen, they're 2-0.
They're garbage. Who are they playing?
They're giving Detroit 3 points.
Oh.
Detroit at home.
Detroit's going to smoke them. Megatron's going to have 200 yards receiving.
Well, I tell you what, I think
He's
Matt
certainly
Stafford's
nice
going to
for me.
have his turnaround game. But I don't know, man. Detroit, they have nothing to play for. They're obviously a terrible team. Chicago, they're on a little bit of a roll right now. I could see Chicago at least staying in the game and covering the line. I think Detroit will still cover the line, don't get me wrong. But, I mean, I wouldn't put it past Chicago to win that game just because Detroit has nothing to play for.
I don't know. I think Stafford's going to come out with a chip on his shoulder. He's going to make a statement.
You're wrong, Dash. They have something to play for. It's called respect. No professional athlete wants to be on a freaking 0-5 team.
Well, I'll tell you what, Detroit 0-16 one year.
I know,
They
and
couldn't
they're
do
they're thinking about it because the fans are grumbling about it already.
Well, anytime you're 0-something, even... It's not really late in the season. It's kind of getting to the halfway point almost.
Quarter of the way through. But that's all we got for you, folks. You want to let us know anything, tell us we're right, wrong, happy, sad, whatever you got. Hit us up on Twitter at bet_the_spread. Hit me up on Twitter at betjimthewin. Use it like the cool kids, because that's what they all do. Hit us up on Facebook, facebook.com/betthespread, youtube.com/betthespread. Type in any address you want, /betthespread. We might pop up. You never know.